Just filtered the different vinegars to give you guys another look at it. So just color again which one you think is the concentrated alchemical one. This is very, very indicative of the different powers within the solution. So again, we put Thai basil, some cilantro, parsley, sage, yarrow, rosemary, oregano, and lemon balm in both of them. The regular vinegar, the lighter in color. Smells very good, very aromatic. Definitely some good oregano smells in there. The sage as well. And this would be a fine vinegar to use, regardless on salads or anything. The concentrated vinegar, the more alchemical vinegar, you know, at first nose pass is very pungent. It's very noticeable, the strength of the vinegar itself. The smell is there in terms of the aromas from the different herbs. Definitely a lot of the oregano flavor and some rosemary. The basil and the sage flavors are coming out. But just getting close one compared to the other is hugely distinct. Very, very distinctly different smells in terms of what reaches your nose and the strength of it that reaches your nose. So beautiful comparison in color again, and you know, just an additional information on the philosophy of alchemy behind what we're doing here. Because we're concentrating the vinegar's acids, we are giving them a higher capacity to do the work of extracting nutrients and from the herbs, different flavors. Because of the way in which it was concentrated, we have given spirit back to the vinegar itself, and that's most noticeable in the color difference between them. Because of its concentrated nature, it has a higher concentration of its own spirit, which is from the apples that were made into the apple cider vinegar. So we have more of the liveliness and the movement of the substance back into its own solution, and due to that nature, it's able to take the material, enliven it, and then go through its own cleansing and purifying and extracting at a higher capacity. So that's just a little brief introduction to some of the alchemical principles. Last video about the alchemical vinegar. It's been continuing to extract, and I'm going to show some of the video, some pictures of the process. You'll see here they are again. It has been roughly 3 weeks, or two weeks, heading onto the third week. You can tell that this one, the regular vinegar, all the herbs are sunk to the bottom. The alchemical vinegar has still some herbs floating on top, and that is a unique feature to the concentrated alchemical vinegar, as well as what can be related to any other menstruum or any other medium that you're using to extract something. As a general rule, when something is extracting and is in a higher energetic state, it's going to raise all of that material up into the highest level of the fluid, and it's a sign that it's raising it up to extract it, and as it's exhausted its capability to extract from the herbs or whatever you're using, it's going to sink back down, and that's indicated through just the regular vinegar. All the herbs have sunk down. And actually a picture that I took on day 3 or 4 of the extracting process. The regular store-bought vinegar, all the herbs had already sunk by day 4. So that just shows you that the capacity to extract minerals and nutrients and all the flavors and phytonutrients from whatever you're adding into it is very weak compared to what happens when you concentrate the vinegar. By concentrating it, you're enlivening it, you're giving it a higher capacity to do its work. Also, I'll show you just a brief clip of how quickly the concentrated vinegar comes off from the ice after you freeze it and are draining it off. It melts and is able to be captured very quickly, and I'll show you a brief. So even now, it's been 2.5 weeks. There's still it's still extracting some herbal material. You can tell the color difference again. This is very light. This one has a little bit of a darker hue. It's taken on a very nice pinkish red color. It's pretty cool, so that's gonna just excite the taste buds when you're using it again for your salad dressings or just to top on top of some veggies or anything like that. Also, the picture of the concentrated vinegar, it highlights very well the difference in color from straight from the bottle, store-bought, to the extracted concentrated version. And also in the picture is what was left over, basically all the very dilute, watered down, all the water, or at least a majority of the water that stays behind after collecting the concentrated vinegar. So that's kind of cool to see. And then again, the huge difference in the extraction capacity. By day 4, you can really notice the huge difference in what it's capable of, just based on the picture of where the menstruum and the extraction was at in its process. So this was a pretty cool experiment. I hope you endeavor to do this in your own home kitchen. It's very easy and simple. All you really need is a funnel and a few extra glass mason jars in order to be able to save what you're wanting to extract. After that, basically you just strain off the herbs and save it in a jar and use it as you would for salad dressings, just here and there. It has been told to me that the flavor of the vinegar afterwards is very, very strong, and if your body is not able to assimilate, work with the concentrated vinegar, it's just a sign that a little bit more refining of the physical body is needed. And in alchemy, we start by using plants and doing different plant alchemy processes. Definitely something that I'll share on a later video of doing some alchemical plant salts, how to make those and use those and what they're good for. However, if you dislike the concentrated flavor of it, you can feel free to always dilute it down. At this point, since it is much more concentrated in what it has extracted from the herbs, then you're much safer to dilute it and still retain a lot of the medicinal value of what you put into it, versus this, which is already diluted, which is already not well extracted. At least having something that's concentrated and then diluting it, you're better off in terms of retaining those minerals and the phytonutrients and all the flavors. So I hope you enjoy and endeavor to do this in your own home kitchen. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, or just continue to follow along my channel and watch different videos that I pop up. I'll be talking a lot more about alchemy and plant alchemy and understanding the principles of nature, working within the elements of nature. And if that is part of what you're wanting to learn, then stay tuned. All right, until then, thank you.